Hey y'all, welcome to episode 007 of Game Haven Guild Weekly. This week we're going to talk about some big updates that we've made to the app over the last 2 weeks and where we're going from here. The first thing is we normally start with numbers, and today we're not starting with numbers because we actually decommissioned GHG.network. Originally we built the site for the expansion of the community on the business side of Game Haven Guild. But it became obvious as we're working with a bunch of different store owners that was just too much. It was too split into two different experiences. You had to jump from one to the other, link your accounts. Too much to start with. Our bad. Learning lessons here. So we've actually taken all of that work that was in the GHG.network for store owners to run their businesses into the advanced tab here in the store dashboard. So when you claim a store, you then get access to your store dashboard. You have the ability to, in here, post your announcements, see the matchmaking, post your events, analytics, messaging, and see your reservations. Now this advanced button, when you click into here, you can do your profile updates. You can do your link page details. You can manage employees, manage your reservations, including add your tables and set your settings, as well as get your integrations for your website. So we're actually going to go through a lot of detail within these because a couple new pieces are, one, the reservation flow and setup. You can now run reservations through your website without being logged into Game Haven Guild. So you can have that integration on your website, take reservations. You can see the reservations in here and you can manage them through here, but you don't have to be a GHG member to create a reservation. The other is the addition of a link page. So this replaces something like a link tree or a lot of these other custom URLs where you're on a social media site and you can only put one website in as your business account. You put this in and then it drops essentially to a link page with all the links to all the places you do business. We're running into several instances where stores have multiple storefronts. They have their website, they have a TCG player account, they have their Discord, they have an eBay store. Now you can build out a custom link tree to be able to get to all that. So we're actually going to start with the basics, the store dashboard and that advanced. We built this entire thing as a mobile first platform. We want you to be able to run the entire system off of your phone. What we found is a lot of store owners and managers are actually using their desktop to do a lot of the management of the business. So this store dashboard, we spent a lot of time reformatting this into a desktop view where you get more space now. You can actually see kind of the names of the buttons and what's going on. And it makes it much easier, in particular, when you go here into the advanced. You've got the ability to see all the different pieces here, especially as you're getting into the reservations, setting up your tables. So much better experience for the folks using this on the desktop site. Then when we go into the actual advanced button, let's talk about the link page. So this link page, when you create your store, right, you name your store. It has a name. A unique URL gets created for your store. So you can see it's gamehavenguild.app/your store name. Essentially, it's going to take your store name, remove any spaces, and then if it's not unique, it's going to add a number at the end of it. You then can come in here, though, and then customize it exactly how you want. You can see I just changed it to GHG event. It'll double check that that's available. It is. We're going to keep it as events for now. But then the links section. So in your profile, when you're setting up your store, you have the ability to add a website and a Discord. We've now added it where you can add a link to your eBay store and a link to your TCG player store. One of those you set for URLs will automatically show up here as options for your links. But then you can add links. You can see you can add a specific link to a reservation page, to your different social medias. I added a YouTube and an Instagram. You can add one to a GoFundMe or things like that people will use these link pages to really put specific things out there that they want people to see as their landing spot. And by adding just, a title and a URL, you can then change your styling here for the text color and the background color. And then when you click into this shows you what your link page looks like. I'm going to flip over to what it would look like on mobile. We go here, Again, we're going into advanced, into our link page, and click here. This will load with your store logo, your name, and your address, and then it's right into your links. You can then, of course, on that page, you can customize what order they go in, so you can reorder them as you want. But then the data you're already putting in the app now shows up here as well. So you've got your name, your location, you've got your links, but then you've got your updates. As you're posting updates, they can show here on this page. It can go straight into your calendar, into your about, into the photos you load. And so one of the big ideas that we're going back to with this simplification, right? Making it easier. The whole intent of this was one place to put your data and be able to use that data anywhere you need to. So by providing this custom URL that you can then load with the links you want, you can use this as your landing spot for wherever you're posting your URLs. A lot of people will use the use case today for Linktree or other systems like that, is that you can only post one URL somewhere, right? Wherever you're posting, often you can only put one. What are you putting it to? Are you going to put it to your website? Are you going to put it to your dominant social media? Are you going to put it to something special? This gives you the ability to post it once. You give that link to your Instagram bio. You put that link in your TikTok bio. Now that you don't ever have to change that link, but you can customize where they're landing. Let's say right now, right, we've got a fundraiser going on for a friend, a GoFundMe or something. I could move this to my top of the list here so that for this next week, it shows up whenever anyone clicks there. Let's say you're running a sale on something. You could add a link to the specific sale on your website from this. So that could have a big call out here of blank on sale, right? Click here for more, click here for the deal or something like that. So lots of use cases for people that are using Linktree today. Lots of people are paying for accounts for Linktree. They're paying for accounts on other services like that. This is now a free service as part of your free Game Haven Guild app for store owners. The other cool piece that we have is now into the integrations. So, I changed something. I am going to leave without saving. Good that it popped up and let me know. So we moved integrations from the GHG.network into this. And so the format's changed a little bit, but we tweaked it even more to make it better based on the feedback we've been getting. So the public event calendar, this again, you can load into your website and have it available. You've got the calendar on the left that is clickable. You can click on the dates. It filters the right to that being the start date of the list. And then it just shows you the list. This is Friday Night Magic. We got it from 6 to 9. It's free with no pricing. The beginning of a description. You can click in here to learn more, and this gives the full details of it. If you're running events that do have tracking or registration required somewhere else, if you put in that URL when you're creating your event, the register button shows right here. So from your website, right, they can click this register button and it'll send them to wherever you want them to go. I just put my website as the example. But you can have this be the link to Magic System, then have this be the link to where Star Wars is being tracked, the link to where Pokemon is being tracked. Any of the games you're using, and they all are using different sites to track their scores, track their games. This really works again as one place to really congregate your information. You don't need to be posting the link specific to the Magic sign up, right? You can post the link to your calendar, and this register button now sends them directly to it. So you can send your traffic all to one place, and it goes. Now this again, you import this onto your website using this iframe code, right, specific to your store, and it shows up there as fully usable on your website. The big one is the reservation. So this, we created an updated reservation system where you can see on your website, it'll have the future available dates of when you can make reservations. Then it's got your actual availability on whatever day they select. This table is available from 9 to 9. It can be booked for 2 hours for free, 3 hours for free, 4 hours for free, or 5 hours for free. Stores set up specific how long they want to accept reservations for. But then when I click make a reservation, this box now pops up, and this collects their name, their email, date, start time in the game. So this process still runs the same. If I put my name and my email, I'm going to select a date. I'm going to select the time. I want to come in at 11, and then I'm going to select a game, right? When we set up tables in the system, we're setting them up as to what games are available. So I need to know, essentially, are you wanting to play a war game, a card game, a role-playing game? But once you select that, the table availability shows up. You can see that, hey, at 11 o'clock, I could book table 12 for somewhere between 2 to 5 hours. I could select this private room between 2 to 6 hours. This room was only set up available for 2-hour rentals. So you can see I've only got a 2-hour option. But when I click this, then I click which length of reservation I'm looking for. It tells me the cost of it. And so to confirm, I'm booking 11 to 5 for $30. I am not a robot. And then I click reserve the table. You can see this note here under the email. If this email has an active Game Haven Guild account, you can manage this reservation in the app. So I'm going to reserve this table. I did not sign in, right? I did not go through anything asking me to confirm my Game Haven Guild account. But now let's flip over to my account page here. I'm in my account. I'm going to calendar, and you can see this is the Magic the Gathering reservation that we just created, the $30 for 6 hours. I can now come in here and manage this reservation just like any other reservation in the app. If you are not signed up in the app, by reserving, it does send you an email to confirm the reservation, and then it says if you need to make any adjustments, contact the store. And so the store, let's go into that. Since I made this in the store that I run, I'm going to go into Manage Store. And you can see here, when I filter the 26th, I have some reservations for the 26th that were set up via events, right? When I create an event for my store, I'm reserving tables for that event. So you can see Sunday Warhammer. I actually blocked out 3 tables for that from 6 to 9. But then here's the one we just made, this private room, 11 to 5. It notes to the store, hey, $30 is due for this, and it says it came from the website. So this means exactly that. If I made the reservation here in the app, instead of saying website, it would say in-app. So the store knows where the reservation came from. The store knows also what game is being played. So the store, if you want to do something specific to the game, if they're coming in for a specific Warhammer game, you can have terrain ready for them. If they're coming in for Magic, you can make that experience more Magic-like with either playmats or something like that for them. It tells you that if you want to enhance the experience like that. So with that, those are the two biggest changes that we made. This integrations piece now moving into the app, now making the integrations more functional with your website. You can now really run, your website from a calendar and a reservations. You can run a links page all from this one app, which again is free for stores to use. So the last thing that I would say we're still looking for feedback on this change specifically is when you're in here managing an employee, you can choose access that employee has to the 6 front tabs. So again, the announcements, matchmaking, reservations, events, messages, analytics. You can have an employee come on and say, hey, I only want this person to have visibility to announcements because I want them to be posting things to the store page each day. Or I only want this person to have visibility to matchmaking and reservations so that they can see what is going on with gameplay in the store and be prepping the store for what reservations are coming in. The advanced tab, this tab right here is only visible to the store owner account currently. And we've had some feedback around, hey, some people potentially want to give access to the advanced tab to other people. Others have said don't even make it an option because if it's an option, I may accidentally do it. And so we'll continue collecting feedback on that and see where that goes. But that's the one thing with the change that's still kind of TBD as we're working through it. So what's next? What are we starting to work on? Where are we going from here? The big thing that we're working on next is now the check-in functionality. So to date, when you are coming into the store, We saw it here on my calendar, right? I have an event that I've signed up for, and there's a check-in button here. When I go through the process of checking in, right, it checks what you have signed up for, and then it checks you in for those events. What we're finding is that a lot of people, when they're coming to check in, they think they're checking into an event, but they're actually not. They're just checking into the store because they never went to the event and said, I want to attend the event. And so what we're looking at doing is actually breaking the check-in feature to, instead of checking in automatically to the store in any events that you signed up for, have it be when you check in, show you a list of events that are currently going on at the store and asking you, are you checking into any of these events? And have it be just a quick little checkbox, confirm, and then the check-in goes. We'd love your feedback on your thoughts on that. It won't be, as accurate, but it'll be a lot more user-friendly and a lot less, hey, you got to make sure you're checked into the event versus checking into the store, because that became awkward in several of our first tests of the app. So that's the next big thing we're tackling, is we're going to revamp kind of the check-in system, make it much more friendly to the first-time user, let alone the continued users as you go through it. The other piece then we're looking at is the analytics. As I mentioned before, we didn't look at any analytics today because we haven't actually brought the analytics over from GHG Network yet. We have to revamp the analytics in this, make sure we have all that access. And now there's a new set of analytics potentially around the LInkpage, because a lot of those link pages and services like those show you analytics around how many times someone visited the page and which links did they click off the page. We want to provide that too. And so that'll be the other thing we're going to be working on a lot this week, is updating the analytics and getting that all there. With the analytics update and this check-in update, that essentially produces version 2 of the app. It won't be republished as a version 2, but in terms of enhancements to the app, we collected a bunch of feedback. We're making these changes. Store owners need to be able to operate on desktop view. We need to integrate GHG and the Game Haven Guild app together into one. That's done. Now we need to finish out the check-in piece and the analytics piece. That'll be version 2 of the app. We'll start, once we get that done here in the next week, start collecting more feedback. Start seeing how that changes some of the interactions. How does that change some of the use cases people are using it for? And we'll keep building from there and keep going. I'm really excited about this change that we just made, see what that does. And then I think probably the biggest impact to the user experience, though, is going to be this change to the check-in. And so it's not ready yet. It's not rolled out yet, but we want to get it right, and we're going to get it right for next week. With that, thank you for listening through. If you have any other feedback, feel free to drop a comment or send me an email, josh@gamehavenguild.com. And other than that, we will see you in your local game stores. Thanks.